On today's edition of the Shirlma Show, we've been honored to be in the presence of Mr. Ngu Franklin, the CEO and founder of Garden of Eden Limited. Welcome to the Shirlma Show, Mr. Ngu.
Thank you very much.
It's really a pleasure having you here today.
The honor is mine.
Please tell me a little bit about Franklin before the Garden of Eden.
Franklin is just a guy from the northwest region of Cameroon, to be specific, Gwen, and from a polygamous family of 14. I have 14 siblings. So that is it about me.
You made me understand that you're from a family that your dad actually had 14 kids.
Yes.
So how was it like actually growing up in such a large family?
Interestingly, we've all been moving along for quite some time, though we have our differences at one point. Yeah, but I think we are better off than a lot of other families I see out there.
Wow. So, Mr. Ngu, what inspired the creation of the Garden of Eden?
Garden of Eden was actually inspired in my head somehow by the simple fact that I see Cameroon and blessed and endowed with a lot of natural resources which are not processed. And in 2012, when I left the university, it started spinning in my head that what next?
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually saw the need to start a journey and be able to exploit these resources.
Yeah.
Specifically adding value to agri-produce, which is actually a missing puzzle in Cameroon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you have this brand on the Garden of Eden, which is called Talia Reborn, which is very popular. So why the name Talia Reborn in the first place?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I'm very connected to that question because Talia, the whole concept of this started just with Talia, and the conception of it is my daughter. Yeah, my daughter's name is Talia, Asa and Talia. So when she was a baby, I saw a lot of strength in her eyes, and it inspired me to come up with something that could get her going when she's grown up. And then Reborn was attached to Talia just last year, 2022, and this was because I failed completely. I lost everything, personal assets and even company assets, everything, due to a bad business decision. Yeah. And so I saw the need to put a significance to the name that could always make me to keep my head above the water and not make same mistake again. Yeah, so that's how we came up. I came up about the name Talia Reborn.
But generally, when people fail, right, you either learn something from it, right? Most of the times when we actually fail, we learn something from it. So what did you learn from your failure?
I think I learned a lot because when you fail and you don't stop, it means that you actually use that as a tool to keep moving. So I can say during that period of process, a lot transpired, and those things have helped me to come up with a better product and to forge a better company and keep away some of those mistakes. It's not like I will not make some of them again, but right now I would not make same mistakes, and even if I want to make some more, I might be able to limit the magnitude.
So can you share with us some of the mistakes that you made?
You know, being an entrepreneur in Cameroon, it's quite a journey, and one of the things that we really struggle, or I struggled on this journey, is the availability of resources. Some of the resources we use, we don't have them in Cameroon. So I identified some of these things in Nigeria, and I trusted somebody with a lot of money to get them for me. Yeah, I can say almost everything that I saved within a period of 2 years, and nothing ever came, and that was it. So
so if you were to do that same deal today, what would you have done differently?
Actually, I'm about doing same thing. Maybe I'm about solving that problem, which is the availability of the resources we use, which we don't actually have right here. I'm about solving that problem by acquiring them from China.
Okay.
But this time around, I want to go there myself.
Once bitten, twice
Yeah,
shy.
so I've been even talking with some companies that way, but I must go there. I cannot even trust working with them.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can imagine. I can imagine.
Hmm.
So, but one thing that I really like that you're doing with Talia Reborn is the marketing, the way you're marketing the product. I see it's kind of like you're very intentional, you're very strategic. And one thing that really stood out for me, because it's something that I'd learned in the past, was the fact that you give out free information around maybe pineapple juice. You kind of educate us. So, but why did you decide to do that?
Actually, like you said, I'm very intentional about my project because this means everything to me. Yeah, failing in this project definitely means I have failed the one person that I hold dear, which happens to be my daughter. And being intentional about the whole project, I decided to make sure that I send out at least 3 educative materials on daily basis
Wow.
to create awareness of what we are doing, to let people see the value and the benefits of the things we are doing. Our product, they are not just drinks, they are not just any kind of drinks we do, but we are actually solving a problem. Yes. Coming up with this, for those who have been, for the consumers out there, they will tell you that it's not just a drink. Yeah, we identified a very serious problem in the brewery sector, and then we are trying to approach it from an angle of giving solutions. So for people to know this, we have to be able to tell them a story or to tell them the benefits of consuming or being consumers of this product.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's so beautiful, and I think I'll really encourage a lot of entrepreneurs out there to actually do something similar, because it's not all about calling people to buy your product. Sometimes also you should learn to also educate people around the
Sure.
product. And talking about educating people on the product, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the pineapple, kind of like the pineapple fruit, let me say so. So what are some of the health benefits of actually eating pineapple?
Yeah. Talking about pineapple, I believe, Shirley, Cameroon has a lot of pineapple fruits. Almost all the regions you can cultivate this very successfully, and a lot of people, a lot of farmers or a lot of people who are unemployed are venturing into pineapples cultivation. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of pineapples roaming around in Cameroon, and people don't have anything to do with it, and that is one of the problems Garden of Eden wants to solve, being able to absorb the raw materials that we have in excess. Now, talking about the benefits of pineapple, almost everybody loves pineapple. Those that do not love eating pineapples might those that have some health challenges like gastritis that do not really agree with it because of its acidic nature.
Okay.
Yeah, but pineapples are wonderful fruits. Talking about what they can do in your system, it's one of the fruits that can really facilitate digestion.
Okay.
Yes, and it also has a lot of vitamin A and C, and consuming this can also improve on your immune system a lot. Yes, so pineapple fruits are magical,
Wow.
and we can have it in Cameroon all year round.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, Miss Ngo, another thing that I read about the pineapple fruit is that, especially the pineapple juice, is that besides the fact that maybe sometimes if you consume it excessively, it can actually, there's a lot of sugar in it, right? I also learned that maybe it's not good for pregnant women. Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah, it isn't. It has some how do I say components in it that are not really advisable for pregnant women.
Okay.
Yes, and also like I mentioned before, it's acidic nature as well. Um, a lot of it definitely increases the level of your gastric gland,
Okay.
the presence of it, and that is not healthy. and it also provokes diarrhea if you consume a lot of it. So it has to be moderated. But a quantity of it on daily basis is healthy. A glass of it, and the sizes of our bottles is almost a glass. So having a bottle of that on daily basis is having no problem.
Wow.
Yeah, the disadvantages of consuming pineapples is very minimal.
More with Mr. Ngu Franklin after the break. If you're just joining us today on the Shirlma Show, we've been in the presence of Mr. Ngu Franklin, the CEO and founder of Garden of Eden Limited, the company behind the brand Talia Reborn. So, Mr. Ngu, looking at the business environment in Cameroon today, right? You have a lot of startups that maybe start something and before you know it, they're out of business, right? So what are some of the things or some of the steps that you're taking to ensure that Garden of Eden is long-term or to ensure its continuity?
Okay, that is a very serious and good question. Right there. Um, Being an entrepreneur in Cameroon is very difficult. In fact, it's one of the most difficult journeys, and that is because our educational system probably do not really provide a platform where we can actually learn some basics. Because being an entrepreneur, most of the things you're only going to learn when you're on the journey. Yeah, so not all of it could even be taught in the classroom, even if they want to. So the challenges are quite immense. And talking about how some of the things that I do to stay relevant or to be able to sustain the company, I have learned a lot on the journey, and I've also tried reading a lot of books about those who have been there before. And I'm trying to apply some principles and some basics that could help. But again, there are steps that I'm taking in the area of human resource, which happens to be one of the difficult things on this journey to solve, one of the most difficult problems to solve, because we don't really have the platform for people to be trained on how to do different things, especially talking about a company that is into production and marketing. We don't really have the platform where people learn how to produce. So what I do to help this situation to be able to sustain is that Garden of Eden has created an academy where we can be able to mold those that are going to work with us um, within a period of 12 months and be able to give them the knowledge and the information and the skills that they need to be able to apply for us to get the same pattern of what we are doing. Yeah, and I do a lot of training with my staffs. I do a lot of leadership training and talking with them to be able to have the same mindset, to be able to create the environment and the setting in which we need to sustain.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And talk to me about partnership. Are you open to partnership? Because I know also that another thing about startups also maybe around us is the fact that they want to grow alone. It's kind of like, okay, I want to be like Dangote, but I want to be alone. I want to be alone. So what are you open to partnership?
Partnership, to be sincere with you, is the best form to grow any business. Now, even those who look at Dangote as the richest man in Africa, they don't know that there are a lot of partners attached to him to be able to for him to get to where he's going. I encourage partnership, but again, it's a very slippery terrain if you are not able to get the right partner, so the people with the mindset that you're looking for. And there are some partners who don't understand that business has different phases or stages. Yeah, and when they come, boom, they just want things to start happening, and because they have the way they want to see the money, and they don't want to go through the processes. Such people are not really needed for a business that has to go through different phases. So yeah, people are scared of partnership, but it is the best. And talking about me being open for it, Yeah, I am open for partnership, and I bet you that on weekly basis I could talk to about 3 or 4 people approaching me for partnership. But at this moment, the value of the company has really gone far for a lot of people to be able to meet up to the conditions.
Okay.
So we are not just looking for people who are just going to come and start putting pressure on the resources on the company as it stands, but we are looking for people who can go through these phases.
Okay, so Mr. Ngu, tell me a little bit about mentorship. So how important is a mentor to you?
When we talk about mentorship, it's like having that father that guides you on your journey, whatever it is.
Mm.
And it is very relevant if you have to succeed, because you're talking about somebody who is more experienced than you are,
Mm.
somebody that can be able to tell you that, okay, this is where you can go and don't go this way. And I have valued that so much, and I've had a very powerful mentor.
Okay.
I am proud of him, but I don't really, a lot of people do not know that that is the person that I look up to. But
Mm.
he happens to be a man of God.
Wow.
Yeah, but he has general knowledge of everything so deep, and he's a very popular TV host and presenter too. He's called Apostle Ambe
Okay.
Valentine Gua. Yeah, and he has been guiding me a lot. And of course, he keeps telling me one thing, that the only way I can succeed on this, on my journey, is to be able to make some mistakes.
Wow.
Yeah, so there are things that he makes me understand, and trust me, he has been of a great help.
Yeah.
And right now, I happen to be a mentor to a lot of other persons too.
Wow.
Yeah, that I am able to tell them, okay, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do, or try this, or go and do this, and we see how it works. So it's very important for anybody that wants to be able to get some things done.
Wow.
Yeah.
More with Mr. Ngu Franklin after the break. If you're just joining us today on the Shirlma Show, we've been in the company of Mr. Ngu Franklin, the CEO and founder of Garden of Eden, the company behind the brand Talia Reborn. So, Mr. Ngu, any advice for upcoming entrepreneurs?
There are a lot of it. A lot of advice. First of all, I'd like to tell everyone that is aspiring or trying to start up
Mm.
that the first thing for them to do is to acquire knowledge in the domain in which they want to strive. If they don't get their knowledge right, they are going to lose a lot of resources in the process. And secondly, I would also like to tell them that they should be able to build value before going for profit. Yeah, most of the time, we have startups or entrepreneurs starting up, and they just want to start making the money without actually bringing relevance on the table. And if you do that, you're going to fail even before you start. And then I would also like to advise that if you are a startup or an entrepreneur aspiring to succeed, build a system. Yeah, if you have to set up a business that has to succeed without you build a system, don't leverage the business to depend on you, because the moment you're not there or something happens to you, maybe health wise, or maybe you even get an accident or something, your business ends. As an entrepreneur or a startup, focus on building a system. If you don't know how to do that, get somebody who understands how to build a business system. Yeah, so there are a lot of advice that we can give to startups there, but
Yeah.
and then they should also be patient on getting partners on board.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be able to reach at the level where people can approach them and say, okay, now can we talk business? Can we do business? That way you're going to have value of what you're doing. But if you have to start going after people, you don't have any value.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now let's relax with some few fun
Okay.
questions. It's just any
Fun is
three.
good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, fun is we've been so
Yeah.
serious. So let's relax now.
Okay.
So any three will do.
3.
Yes, please. But feel free to change any if you're not comfortable.
Let me just.
Okay.
May the gods help me get it right. I don't know if I have any answer to all of what I've picked.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very strange questions to me. But I think I love challenges.
Okay.
Yes, I will just stick to these ones
Amazing.
and do what to answer them. The first question says, what is your best pill for a good night's sleep? Is it music, movie, or reading, etc.? For a good night's sleep. When I want to sleep so fast, I pick up a book. Yeah. But if I want to stay up, I rather watch a movie. So picking if the question is asking what I would use to sleep fast, and then it is reading.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. And then we have what keeps you most relaxed after a stressful day. Getting back home to my family.
Suspected. I wanted to see Baby Talia.
Yeah. Especially, and most of the times he is the person to open the door.
You see?
Yeah. And so this gives me the sense of responsibility.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
And then what meal have you ever tried for the first time and just loved it? A kwakoko.
Kwakoko.
Yes, I used to stay away from it, but eating this in Southwest, I'm sure I loved it. Yeah, and I even ordered the person to supply some more. So yes, so that is it.
I remember going to Vietnam and trying one meal called pho. They call it pho.
Oh.
So it's kind of spaghetti in a big bowl of. It's kind of like watery stew, right, with spaghetti inside, and you have to eat it with sticks.
Yeah, I think we see that in their movies.
Yeah. It was really nice trying that, and I really love it. So up to now, I don't mind eating it.
Good for you.
Yeah. So, Mr. Ngu, it was really a pleasure having you here on the Shirlma Show. And please do not relent on what you're doing. We wish you nothing but the very best. And please, are there other products beside Talia Reborn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was an honor to actually be here, and I think I would always love to be called anytime. And talking about the other products that Garden of Eden is involved with, we are working on a lot of things. In fact, if you visit us, you would see other projects that we are still trying to perfect. Yeah, but for our core products that are already out there and people have been consuming, we have a lot of people don't know about the first product I ever did, which is our avocado tea. Yeah, the tea, I've been able to use that tea in a lot of elderly people in Yaoundé and solve the issue of high blood. Yeah, this tea is very powerful, and I think it should be the best yet to be discovered in the country. And then we have, apart from the fruit drinks, we have the red and the white wine. Yes, our wine, they are really good, and we make the white wine out of pineapples, purely out of pineapples, and it's awesome. And the red wine out of hibiscus. And then we also have banana vinegar. Yeah, I consume a lot of that in the morning, first thing with warm water, and in the evening. It's very good to boost the immune system. It has a lot of health benefits. Yeah, banana vinegar, and it's organic. And then we also have pineapple vinegars, and then we have soya milk. Milk made out of soya beans.
You've got a lot of products on the list.
So, like I said, Garden of Eden, it's a whole package.
It's really is indeed a garden.
We are all about being able to transform the wonderful crops that our agri sector is producing. The
Wow.
farmers are stranded with it. So what we stand for is to add value to these things.
I wish sugar is nothing but the very best. So, but before you go, how can people contact you? Maybe if they want to order some of these amazing products that you have.
Okay, we have a website, an e-commerce website where people can even buy directly from there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's www.goem.online.
Okay.
Yeah, Garden of Eden Market.
Oh wow.
Yeah, .online. And you go there, you're going to see everything about us. And or you can go to our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn page, and there are contacts there to be able to reach out to the company anytime. And there's
Amazing.
always somebody to talk to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ngu. It
Thank
was
you very
indeed a
much.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And it was wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On today's edition of the Shirlma Show, we were honored to be in the presence of Mr. Ngu Franklin, the CEO and founder of Garden of Eden Limited, the company behind the brand Talia Reborn. We are glad you've always been in our company. Remember, we're here because you're there. But please, do not forget to subscribe to our social media handles, The Shirlma Show. Thank you.